Welcome back to the deep dive. We're here to sort through those piles of information and find the real insights for you.
Yeah.
Today, we're looking at something our sources call a really tricky space. That's the Android tablet market.
Hmm. It really has been messy, hasn't it? It's just so hard to hit that sweet spot. Getting the performance, the display, and the value all lined up.
Totally. Most just feel off, either like a giant phone or a stripped-down laptop.
And they don't really earn their keep, do they? You end up just grabbing your phone or your Ultrabook anyway.
Exactly. But the material we've looked at suggests maybe something's different this time with the new OnePlus Pad 3.
Yeah, the reviews seem pretty positive. Words like bold step forward, serious contender keep popping up.
Right. So the mission for this deep dive, really for you listening, is to figure out what exactly makes this thing tick.
We need to look at the features, the design, the guts inside, the software, everything that supposedly puts it shoulder to shoulder with the best.
And the big question is, has OnePlus actually made a tablet that you genuinely use alongside your laptop and phone? Does it justify its own space?
Let's find out. Where should we start? First impressions.
Yeah, let's do that. Visuals, how it feels. The sources say it's a striking piece of kit right away.
It looks premium. That unibody design, and they specifically mentioned the storm blue finish, looks quite sleek.
It does look good, but let's be honest, the main event here is the screen, right?
Oh, absolutely. Everything kind of revolves around that massive display. If we're talking laptop replacement potential, this is Exhibit A.
And it is massive. We're not talking 10, 11 inches. This is 13.2 inches.
That size alone's interesting. It pushes it right into that slim notebook category, doesn't it?
It really does. Much more than just a bigger Android tablet.
And it's not just big. The quality sounds top-notch, too. 3.4K resolution.
Which means everything should look, what, razor sharp? Text, graphics.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Super crisp. But the fluidity, that's maybe even more impressive.
Ah, the 144 hertz refresh rate.
Yes. And for anyone listening who isn't super deep into tech specs, 144 hertz means the screen updates 144 times a second.
Which translates to that silky smooth scrolling everyone loves.
It does, but it's more than just smooth scrolling, especially for work. That high refresh rate cuts down motion blur dramatically.
So if you're using a stylus for notes or drawing?
The ink feels like it's appearing instantly. Much more natural than, say, a standard 60 hertz screen. It makes a difference for precision tasks, even gaming benefits.
Okay, so the takeaway on the display is pretty clear. Rich colors, deep blacks. If the screen matters most to you, the Pad 3 is apparently up there with the very best.
Yeah, it seems like they really committed to making that screen the centerpiece.
Which, of course, means you need some serious power to drive it.
You can't run 3.4K at 144 hertz and expect smooth multitasking with a weak chip. That's just not going to happen.
And this is where it gets really interesting, I think. The specs inside are definitely not standard tablet fare.
No, they've gone flagship level. It's got the Snapdragon 8 Elite CPU.
The elite part matters here, right?
It does. This isn't just a fast mobile chip. It's designed for sustained performance. It shouldn't slow down much when you really push it with heavy tasks, like editing photos or running multiple work apps.
And they've paired it with, well, a lot of RAM, 16 gigabytes plus 512 gigs of storage. Now, I have to ask, 16 gigs of RAM, does Android really need that much? Is it just for bragging rights, or is there a real benefit?
That's a fair question. For just watching videos or browsing, no, 16 gigs is overkill.
Right.
But that huge amount of RAM is exactly what lets it act, as one source put it, more like a laptop in disguise. It's crucial for the multitasking they're pushing.
Okay, tell us about that. Because raw power is one thing, but how does it actually feel to use? The sources say multitasking is effortless.
Yeah, it means you can genuinely run apps side by side, like have your video call running, your presentation open, maybe your email too, and switch between them without things stuttering or needing to reload.
That's a common frustration on less powerful devices.
Absolutely. But the key difference here seems to be the software layer on top. They mention AI-driven multitasking features.
Ah, so it's not just manual window dragging. The tablet is trying to help. How?
Well, it apparently learns how you work. It manages how windows are arranged, prioritizes things. If you always open, say, your notes, a browser, and a calculator together for a certain task,
The AI might notice that pattern.
and suggest that layout automatically next time. It tries to anticipate what you need and make the best use of that big 13.2-inch screen.
Okay, that could be the missing piece for Android tablets. If that AI assistant actually works well, it moves beyond just being a big phone interface.
Exactly. It starts to feel more like a proper desktop environment, which helps it handle those demanding apps without breaking a sweat.
It justifies the horsepower, basically.
It does. And speaking of productivity, if you're using this thing as a mobile workhorse, you need to talk about battery.
Definitely. A powerful device isn't much good if it's dead by lunchtime, especially if it's pitched for work on the go.
And that huge, bright screen needs a lot of juice. Thankfully, the battery's pretty massive, too. 12,140 milliamp.
Wow, that is big. How does that compare?
It's significantly larger than most competitors. A lot of premium tablets are around 10,000 milliamp, maybe a bit more.
So the sources say it lasts.
What? Easily a full day of heavy use and often longer, which is crucial.
Takes away that battery anxiety, but what about charging it back up? A huge battery can take ages.
Right, but they've included 80W fast charging. The reviews call it a real lifesaver.
80 watts is pretty quick.
It has to be. With a battery that size, slow charging would be painful. But with 80W, they say you can go from nearly empty to, comfortably charged in under an hour.
Okay, that changes things. You could plug it in during a meeting or lunch break and be good to go again.
Exactly. It makes the whole mobile aspect much more practical.
So we've got the power, the screen, the battery. But the experience often depends on the ecosystem too, right? The accessories.
That's what really bridges the gap between tablet and Ultrabooks sometimes.
How's the stylus support?
Apparently very good. Precise. Responsive. It takes advantage of that 144 hertz screen we mentioned, making writing and drawing feel really natural.
And the keyboard. That's often the weak link with tablets trying to be laptops.
Well, the claim is that when you pair it with the official keyboard, the Pad 3 can genuinely replace a laptop for many tasks. They mention a solid typing experience.
Genuinely replace. That's a big claim. We've heard that before with tablet keyboards that end up feeling, I don't know, flimsy or cramped.
Yeah, skepticism is warranted there. The source praises it. But a true laptop replacement depends heavily on the software handling everything smoothly. Window management, how it deals with peripherals.
So if the keyboard hardware is good and that AI multitasking actually works well,
Then the combination starts to look pretty compelling. It becomes a real two-in-one, making sense of all that RAM and power.
but surely there are downsides. All this power, the huge screen, it can't be perfect. There have to be trade-offs.
Oh, absolutely. And ironically, the main drawback comes directly from its biggest selling point, that massive 13.2-inch screen.
It's amazing for watching stuff or working, but portability.
Exactly. It fundamentally changes how you'd use it compared to a smaller tablet. If you're used to something you can easily hold in one hand or slip into a small bag, the Pad 3 is going to feel unwieldy.
Yeah, 13.2 inches is basically slim laptop size. It's definitely less portable.
It is. So you need to think about that. This probably isn't a casual couch companion for everyone. It's more likely something you intentionally pack in your work bag.
A practical point. If you
No.
travel really light, that size could be a deal breaker.
And there's the software focus, too.
Yeah.
The whole experience sounds like it's heavily geared towards productivity.
Which is fine if that's what you want, but it does define the target audience, doesn't it?
Absolutely. If you're just after a simple media tablet, Netflix, social media, maybe some light gaming, this thing might be serious overkill.
You'd be paying for power and features you don't really need.
Pretty much. The AI stuff, the 16 gigs of RAM, those are premium features aimed at productivity users. They wouldn't add much value if you just want to watch movies.
So, summing it all up, despite the size making it less portable for some and the strong productivity focus, the overall feeling from the reviews is that the Pad 3 nails the brief.
Yeah, it seems like it delivers on its promise for the specific user it's targeting. Someone who wants a high-end Android device for both serious work and great entertainment.
The features seem genuinely useful, not just gimmicks added to a big screen.
Right. Thoughtfully designed, packed with relevant tech.
Okay, so for you, the listener, let's recap the highlights. You've got the stylish design, that huge, gorgeous 144 hertz 3.4K display.
The serious power from the Snapdragon 8 Elite and all that RAM.
And the really fast 80W charging, which is super
Yeah.
practical. It sounds like an excellent choice for professionals, maybe students, tech fans who need that screen space and performance.
Yeah, the reviews definitely position it as potentially the one that could earn its spot next to your phone and laptop, offering something distinct from both.
But we want to leave you with a final thought to chew on. The hardware seems undeniably capable. The chip, the RAM, the screen are all there. But think about work machines. They need to be reliable, predictable. So how well does that AI-driven multitasking feature really need to work? How proven does it need to be?
To actually make you feel confident leaving your traditional Ultrabook behind, especially considering software compatibility and just, the years of refinement Windows or Mako have.
Exactly. That AI is the software glue holding the whole laptop replacement idea together. Does it hold strong enough for the average professional?
Something to consider as you figure out your own mobile setup.
Indeed. Thanks for diving deep with us today.
We'll catch you next time.